The world's best investor, having generated 20% annual returns in his company Berkshire Hathaway since 1965. No one else even comes close, and the more you study him, the more you realize just how irreplicable his success really is. But how did the Oracle of Omaha do it? What were the decisions he made, strategies he used, and investments he bought that ultimately snowballed $1,000 into more than $160 billion? Buffett's money-making odyssey began surprisingly early in life. Born in 1930 in Omaha, Nebraska, young Warren had an insatiable appetite for business. One of his early inspirations was a library book he discovered at age 7, 1,000 Ways to Make $1,000. Soon, little Warren was selling chewing gum and Coca-Cola door to door, earning pennies per pack. But it was age 11 that Buffett took his first step into the stock market. I know, age 11. He had saved up $114.75, and with that money he bought 3 shares of Citi Service Preferred stock at $38 per share. Almost immediately though, he got a crash course in stock volatility. The price tanked to about $27, testing the young investor's nerves, but luckily Warren held on until it rebounded to $40, where he sold, pocketing a small profit, but a very big lesson, because no sooner than he sold the shares, Citi Service stock shot up to over $200 a share, teaching Buffett how costly impatience can be. But he wasn't too fast. In his own words, "I'd become a capitalist and it felt good." Buffett's entrepreneurial spirit continued through high school, buying a used pinball machine with a friend for $25 and installing it at a local barbershop. As the quarters started rolling in, they expanded to 3 machines in different locations, and at age 16, Buffett and his buddy sold that business for $1,200. Warren's cut from the pinball profits plus his other side hustles helped him finally clear that $1,000 milestone. In fact, by age 15, thanks to his multiple paper routes in Washington, D.C., where his family moved, Buffett had saved about $2,000, which is equivalent to over $35,000 today. At 14, Buffett took $1,200 of his hard-earned cash and did what every young teenager would, naturally buying 40 acres of farmland in Nebraska, partnering with a local farmer who worked the land. Ever the capitalist, Buffett had amassed $9,800 in savings, roughly $180,000 in today's dollars, by the time he finished college. Buffett's first $1,000, and indeed his first $10,000, came from sheer hustle and an uncanny knack for spotting profitable business opportunities. But by his early 20s, he needed a more scalable method to multiply his money. In 1950, he read Ben Graham's seminal book, The Intelligent Investor, which had such a profound impact on him. He enrolled in Columbia Business School just to learn under Graham directly. Graham's philosophy was value investing, but a very different style to what we know today. Buffett described Graham's approach as cigar butt investing, buying shares in beaten down businesses that might be nearly spent, but it's so cheap that even a little improvement or liquidation could give investors one last profitable path. After earning his master's under Graham, Buffett went to work for his mentor's investment firm, Graham Newman Corp., where he got valuable hands-on experience in deep value investing, enough to return to Omaha in 1956 and at 25 years old, start his own investment partnership. He rounded up roughly $105,000 from a handful of partners, his sister, his aunt, his father-in-law, and close friends, but he only put in $100 of his own money. Turns out, he didn't need to chuck in any of his own cash, as even the incredibly fair fee structure, that being 0 management fees, 0 fees on the first 6% annually, and then 25% of the gains over that hurdle, would still generate plenty of cash for Buffett that would ultimately take his net worth from thousands to millions. With his partner's capital, Buffett went treasure hunting in the stock market's bargain bin. His strategy in those years was pure Graham